This is not a video essay. This is a polemic. We're taking a break from what I normally talk about on here, the anime, the cartoons, the video games, the Raid Shadow Legends fanfiction. And today, I want to check that y'all literate. So we're talking about a book. And we're talking about what I consider to be the worst book I've ever read. Now, I want to be clear. When I say this is the worst book that I have ever read, I have read a lot of things. I've read fan fiction. I've read classical literature. I've read contemporary modern fiction. I've read short stories. I've read creepypastas. I have read a wide range of literary media. In consuming so much, I don't exaggerate when I say that this is the worst book that I have ever read. This was a commodity that I paid actual human money for. And in exchange, I received a hardback copy of a text that I proceeded to read and engage with. And the experience was so formative that it has congealed into what I can only call a black spot in the history of me knowing the English language. At no point in reading this text did I find joy or happiness. In fact, I found myself swinging wildly from states of confusion to apathy to rage, because for over 300 pages, I had to suffer through what I can only call an indictment to the very concept of literacy. The name of this book is The 13 Hallows. Now, as funny as it would be for me to say that there is no plot to this book, that would be a lie. There is a plot. It's just that it's trash. See, the book was written by Michael Scott and Colette Friedman, and it's not so much of a book as it is a trial of your patience as a person. You can take the challenge and muscle through the bland prose, the hackneyed story, the white-bread characters. You could do that to yourself, and I legally cannot stop you from doing that. But you could also read a good book, go on a date, play a sport, sleep, shop on Amazon, get into a flame war in my comment section about this 13-year-old book. All of that would be a better usage of your time than reading this book. But if we're going to go through this book, and I'm going to get this weight off my chest, we're going to start with the plot. You see, this book has left such an impression on me that I remember almost better than the face of my first love. And I can tell you quite clearly, the first chapter of this book is some unrepentant garbage. Now, you'd be asking me, you may say, Dundriana, why is it garbage? Let me break this down for you. So our story takes place over the course of 7 days, and it's leading up to Halloween, because the villain's plan concludes on Halloween, where he's going to summon all of the demons in Demon World, bring them over to our world, kill everybody, and you know what? I'm going to just break down the story over a course of days, because it's like 100 chapters. I ain't give you every chapter. So day 1, we are introduced to Viola. Now, she this shiesty little person, she over here taking advantage of the tragedy. She's excited because she about to be a leading lady because the original lead's mom just died. But never mind that, though, because something weird's going on in her apartment building. So she goes, check things out, be neighborly and such, and sees that her neighbor is dying. And then a very dark man with a vicious smile is in her neighbor's home, and he kills her. Very theatrically, by the way. And the only thing that she's thinking about is how hot he is. Deadass. Day 2. We meet our new protagonist, Judith. She's a pensioner, which, means she's an old lady. And she has a magic sword, but it don't work no more. And she knew one of the victims, not the actress. But there's a pattern going on with the people that she used to know all dying. See, they used to be guardians, but all of her friends fell off. Tragedy. Also on day 2, our villain's name is revealed to be Ottoman, which, fun fact, is an evil spirit from Iranian culture, and he has a partner named Vivienne. I'm gonna just be calling them Ari and Vivi for the rest of this, by the way. And they're both really into blood, in sex, and killing people. And they use sex for visions. And also because Vivi loves the sex, can't get enough of it. Day 3. Okay, for real this time, Judith wasn't our main character. Our new main character is Sarah. Now, I could just call her Bridget Jones, but no. I'm going to be respectful. And I'm not just going to name random British women that all fit the exact same stereotype of this character. But just so you understand, this is a character who is said to have nothing going on and is apparently just struggling to maintain an existence as a sentient being. The way she is introduced as a boring 22-year-old that hasn't done much with their life is like, baby, I get it, but like for a main character, what are we doing here? But our main character, despite her boundless ability to stay completely irrelevant to all of history, comes across a 770-year-old woman being brutally assaulted. So she puts her cape on and saves her and beats up some violent junkie assaulting her. Said junkie is a gay skinhead, and that's as relevant to the story as it is to this summary. Same time though, Ahriman and Vivi go and just lay down on another old man. They press him, kill him for his chessboard. Put a pin in that chessboard for a second. We find out that the old lady that Sarah saved is Judith. Who could have thunk it? So they link up and they about to be on some buddy stuff. Day 4. Judith gives Sarah the broken magic sword. Cool. Immediately somebody is on Sarah's head for that magic sword. But she over here, she ducking, dodging, dipping, evading every single thing. And then she finally gets home and sees her entire family butchered by the gay Nazi from earlier. Day 5. So cops show up, they useless. So Sarah, she pressed. Judith, she over here trying to get in contact with the remaining keepers because she know they finna be sacrificed. But unfortunately, head wasn't on a swivel because she gets body bagged. And now it's all on Sarah. But before it can really be on Sarah, Judith, one last thing, she hits that Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's like, yo, promise me you gonna slide. So Sarah's like, yo, let's get it. So she's in a race against the clock because there are murderers after her. This magic sword ain't really on nothing. It's one of the 13 Hallows that she got to protect. She don't know what's going on. Now, like I said, the villain keeps being referred to as the Dark Man, and we're going to put a pin in that. And his evil girlfriend, we're going to put a pin in that as well because we'll talk about them with the characters. But they do a lot of jibber-jabbering, but they ain't really doing nothing. They basically got their henchmen doing everything for them. Moving along, though, the cops immediately think that Judith got killed, that the family got killed by Sarah. Say what? Yeah, because in this entire book, the cops are dumb. Like they're on Sarah's head because they think she's a murderer, so they're going to be tracking her the entire story because of the murders that keep happening around her. You know, I guess points for accuracy about cops being lazy and taking the easiest possible solution. And it's like, for a story that's trying to be adult and it's very pulpy, it's also just extremely sloppy. And it's not like I think cops are competent at all. This is not a political statement I'm making, but I don't think the cops need to be in your story about demons taking over the world. I don't think they're necessary. Like if you're just going to put them there to put them there, it's superfluous. You know what I mean? That means it's extra. It's unnecessary. It's superfluous. See, language lessons, baby. I'm not saying that they need to be evil cops or corrupt cops. I'm asking, why are there cops in this story at all? But anyway, keeping on with the day, Sarah just fucking murders a guy. Like he runs up and she immediately hits the and takes his fucking head off. She then proceeds to stay active, slide for Judith, and kills another dude. Now, she does all this while she's on her way to find Owen, Judith's nephew, aka the main love interest for this story. So we're going to have two mirrored couples. We have our hero couple who's dumb, doesn't know what's going on a lot of the times, and they're just kind of tripping and falling into exposition. And then we have our villains who know what's going on, but seemingly can't ever get out of their own way, and like all of their plans just somehow fail. And they're like super duper evil, and they love doing blood murder, sex murder, blood murder stuff, because this is an adult story. But they're not really too good at getting their job done. Like they're getting a bunch of the Hallows, but they keep getting body bagged by two random British people. Day 6. Jesus hated England when he sailed there as a kid. Also, Jesus went to England as a kid. Just, surprise. Vivi and Ari come up with a plan to make Sarah kill Owen. And to get their plan in motion, they got to have sex. Look, honestly, this story really does read like Vivi is just looking for an excuse to have sex with Ari. Like, she could be going for coffee and be like, dang, Ari, man, they say we got to smash for 2 iced Americanos. What are we going to do? Like, baby girl is insatiable and also a witch. Mainly, she's insatiable. And it's quote unquote problematic. I mean, this dude who's like trying to summon demons and is killing a bunch of people is kind of problematic, low key, because yeah, he this girl when she was 13. Yeah, mature, gothic, edgy, pedophile, huh? So Ahriman is a nonce. But between the two couples, aside from the noncery of the evil couple, Sarah and Owen are said to have made love when they finally decide to, get their issue off. Because despite it being 2 days since her family died and like a day since his aunt died, sometimes you just got to get that issue off. The book really makes it explicitly clear Vivi and Ari have sex. It's okay. It's no love or no passion. Put a pin in that. But Sarah and Owen, they made love, despite Sarah apparently just being kind of shit in bed. But hey, we then also get a little bit of context on Ari with like how he grew up and him also being molested. So I guess, cycles of abuse type things. Because when you're writing schlock, why not just go for the full Monty? This is where it's also revealed where he wants to release the man-eating demons that Jesus banished to another world. And I promise I'm going to get back to it, but put a pin in that for right now. Day 7. Halloween. All Hallows Eve. We're almost done. So Jesus sacrificed kids to get rid of the demons, like rained fire upon them. Cool. So, pretty sure that wasn't in the Bible, but hey, like father, like son, I guess. We get another exposition dump about Sarah's sword being King Arthur's sword from the stone, not Excalibur, because Arthur lost his innocence. Sarah and Owen meet Joseph of Arimathea. Arimathea? Joseph from the Bible. The Hallows are blessed knickknacks that Jesus used to also serve as locks to keep the portal to the demon world shut. Ahriman thinks, things are going good. I mean, Sarah and Owen are headed my way. Vivi's already down. Look, I'm finna be the king of the demons. Then Joseph's like, nah. So he blows the horn that's one of the Hallows, and he finna sacrifice hundreds to save millions, He uses one of the Hallows, creates a massive storm, greater good and all that. Ari says, no, Uno reverse, and plays his killing his girlfriend card, which Vivi happily obliges because... Anyway, he gets absolutely no diffed by Owen and Sarah, like auto clapped, like he's doing a lot of yapping and immediately gets body bagged. The story goes after that. The storm, freak accident, people go missing, it is what it is. And Joseph's like, all right, you my great grandniece or granddaughter or whatever. Anyway, go to America. We need new keepers. And that's it. Oh, by the way, the author says that the Hallows are real. Summary done. Characters. All right, let's start off with Sarah. Sarah is such a nothing wisp of a main character, and I don't say that to be mean. I say that because aside from sliding for Judith, she's like super duper generic, like as generic as they come. Her being the secret cousin of Jesus is like funny to me because, it reminds me of Dogma by Kevin Smith, where he had the main character be Jesus's niece. And I think having Jesus have like a extended family tree like that is kind of funny, especially when she's bland and boring and a nobody. And again, no shade, that's just what the book said about her. And she is a lot more interesting than her love interest, Owen. Because while he does get the killing blow on Ahriman, he got pushed into that by Sarah. And I'm honestly here for it. Let the girl boss do all the work, boy. Just be a himbo. Stand there, look pretty. Then we get to the people who actually are moving the plot forward, Ahriman and Vivi. Okay, this book is weird about them. What I mean by that is, it loves describing them as savage. Their smile, savage. Their behaviors, savage. Their murders, savage. Their sex, cold, passionless. When I first read it, I had it in my head that this book was trying to say something racial. And then rereading it, I'm still of that opinion. Ari is routinely called the dark man in the story. Much is made about his handsomeness and his savagery. And I could make a very easy joke about like, the British are already demons. You're going to release the Brits into the world? Or, did the EDL or Tommy Robinson write this book? Because why is the only explicitly non-white character in the book named after an evil spirit. Like, I scrolled through the book looking for descriptions of Vivi. They don't even say what Vivi looked like, aside from she's hot and she got black hair. And that, she lost her virginity to Ari, which again, gross. Now, focus it in on Ari, because they don't really do nothing with Vivi aside from making her just super duper horny for Ari and then more than happy to die, even though she's like just as evil as him. Like she don't do nothing. She's there to be his evil counterpart, get nutted in, and that's it. But Ari's plan is to unleash demons to take over the world. Seems a little short-sighted because he's not immortal. Yeah, he's a goofy. He planned to rule over a dead world for like 50, 60 years top because Buddy is not immortal, and these demons have been waiting for 2,000 years to binge on humans, and he somehow thinks he's gonna bind them to his will. They never said the villains were smart, right? But we lock in on how he's doing that. He's using the Hallows. Now, these Hallows are literally just knickknacks that Jesus used to lock up the demons into their world, right? I almost forgot. So you remember when I said put a pin in that chessboard? So all of the Hallows are like little knickknacks and stuff that Jesus blessed, right? The horn, the sword, the chessboard. Because the chessboard, you remember the chessboard, I mentioned that. Yeah. Jesus blessed the chessboard 600 years before chess was invented. And I just have like a burning question of like, why the fuck is he doing this shit in England? Why is the gate of hell, the demon world, in England and not like Judea or fucking Palestine or literally any fucking place else? Why do Sarah and Owen need to go to the new world to find? There's a lot. It's a lot. Especially because they still call America the new world. And it's like, what are we talking about here, boys? But I do really love the fact that the villains are so incompetent when it comes down to our main characters, because it really is silliness. Because like when they're going up against a bunch of old people, they're the Lakers, right? When they go up against Sarah and her future baby daddy Owen, they're over here getting dunked on. Literally nothing, bro. Now, I've given my thoughts on this work. I think it's garbage. But nothing more than that. Like, I can't stop you from reading this trash. I can only warn you. Baby girl, it's not hidden. Do not let them people on Amazon fool you. This shit is 13 bricks of ass and doodle butter. But as I excise this information, this pit of darkness that has weighed down my reading experience in the years since I've encountered this book, I can only say that you should read books, even bad books. But not this book. If you see this book, throw this book at somebody that you hate. Now, that said, there are some people that do like this book. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm not, but maybe I am. Comment down below if you like this book, or if you like a bad book, or a good book. Let me know what books you're reading. I'm DUN, and I'm done yapping. Deuces.